Do you know that most dogs actually experience stress when we hug them? Yes, that same gesture that for us humans is an expression of love and affection, many of our four-legged friends perceive completely differently. Today we will figure out why dogs are often not thrilled about hugs, especially when we wrap our arms around their neck, and how to properly show your love to your pet without causing discomfort. And it is really important to understand this. Many problems in relationships between dogs and humans arise precisely because we misinterpret their body language and impose our human ideas about showing love on them. Let's figure out why hugs can be a problem for our beloved pets and how to learn to respect their personal boundaries. Let's start with the fact that dogs are descendants of wolves, and many of their behavioral reactions have deep evolutionary roots. In the world of dogs and wolves, grasping the neck or placing paws, limbs on another animal's back is a display of dominance, not love. When one dog puts its paw on another's back or presses down on it from above, it demonstrates its superiority. Therefore, when we hug a dog, especially around the neck, it may perceive this as an attempt to dominate it, which causes natural discomfort and even a sense of threat. Interestingly, research conducted by Dr. Stanley Coren showed that in photographs where people are hugging dogs, approximately 80% of the animals display clear signs of stress and discomfort. These may include averted ears, tense facial expression, eye whites showing, the so-called whale eye, or attempts to break free. And these are not isolated cases. This is a statistically significant result. Coren analyzed hundreds of photographs and concluded that the vast majority of dogs show signs of stress when hugged, although owners often do not notice this. The neck is a particularly vulnerable area for a dog. In the wild, predators often attack the neck of their prey to immobilize or kill it. Evolutionarily, dogs have a special relationship with this body part. They instinctively protect it and experience anxiety when someone, even their beloved owner, wraps arms around their neck. For a dog, this may feel like a potential threat, even if you are doing it with the kindest intentions. Imagine someone much larger than you suddenly wrapping around your neck. It would hardly give you a sense of comfort and security. Additionally, hugs restrict freedom of movement. Dogs are animals for which the ability to quickly respond to potential danger is critically important. When we hug a dog, we effectively block its ability to escape, which can cause feelings of helplessness and anxiety. Imagine being firmly held by someone you cannot understand and you cannot run away. You would agree, not the most pleasant feeling. For a dog that prefers to flee rather than attack in a stressful situation, such restriction can be especially unpleasant. Have you ever noticed how differently dogs of various breeds react to hugs? It's true. Breeds that were bred for close interaction with humans, for example, some types of retrievers or spaniels, are often more tolerant of human hugs, while breeds with strong protective instincts or independent character, such as Akita Inu or Chow Chow, may react much more sharply to such displays of affection. This is connected not only to genetics, but also to the history of the breed. Dogs bred for independent work are usually less tolerant of close physical contact than those who have worked side by side with humans for centuries. A dog's body language is an entire science. When a dog experiences discomfort from hugs, it may demonstrate this in different ways: turning its head away, licking its lips, yawning, tensing up, or freezing. These calming signals indicate that the dog is experiencing stress and trying to communicate this to you. Unfortunately, many owners do not notice these signals or misinterpret them, thinking, for example, that the dog has just relaxed when in fact it has frozen from discomfort. Learning to read these signals is an important step toward understanding your pet. This is especially important to understand when it comes to interaction between children and dogs. Children often love to hug and squeeze pets without understanding that they are causing them discomfort. That is why it is so important to teach children how to properly interact with dogs and respect their personal space. Many biting incidents occur precisely when a dog feels cornered and sees no other way out except to defend itself. Statistics show that a significant portion of dog bites happen to children precisely because children do not understand when a dog is uncomfortable and continue to impose unwanted contact on it. Did you know that dogs can distinguish our emotions? Research shows that dogs are able to recognize human emotions by facial expressions and tone of voice. Therefore, when you hug a dog and feel joy, it senses this. However, this does not change the fact that the physical act of hugging itself may cause discomfort. This creates a kind of conflict of signals. The owner is happy, but their actions cause stress. This can be especially confusing for a dog that wants to please its human but experiences discomfort from their actions. Interestingly, a dog's reaction to hugs may also depend on its past experience. Dogs that had positive experiences with close physical contact with humans during puppyhood may be more tolerant of hugs in adulthood. But animals that have experienced traumatic experiences or did not have sufficient socialization during the critical period of development may react particularly sharply to attempts to hug them. This once again emphasizes how important it is to consider the individual characteristics of each dog. But not everything is so sad. Although most dogs are not thrilled about hugs, many of them have learned to tolerate them, understanding that this is important for their humans. Some dogs, especially those who have been accustomed to close physical contact with humans since puppyhood, may even enjoy hugs. But this is more the exception than the rule. It is important to learn to distinguish whether your dog is truly enjoying hugs or just tolerating them out of love for you. So how do you properly show your love to a dog if not by hugging it? In fact, there are many ways. Most dogs adore chest strokes, ear scratches, or under-the-chin rubs, games, walks together, training. All these are much more understandable and pleasant ways of interaction for a dog than hugs. Find what your particular dog likes. Maybe it's playing with a ball, maybe it's calm stroking, or maybe it's running together or doing tricks. The main thing is that both you and your pet feel comfortable. Interesting fact, dogs have their own version of hugs. When a dog trusts you and feels comfortable, it may lean against your side or place its head on your lap. This is its way of showing affection, and it is much more natural for the dog than our human hugs. So the next time your dog presses against you while resting on the couch, know that this is its version of a hug. And this is a much more sincere display of love than if you forced it to endure your hugs. Another interesting aspect is cultural differences in attitudes toward physical contact. People from different cultures have different attitudes toward personal space and physical contact. Similarly, different dogs have different preferences. Some are more tactile and sociable, others prefer to keep their distance, and that is normal. It is important to respect the individuality of your pet and not impose something unpleasant on it just because you think all dogs should love hugs. What about photographs where we want to capture ourselves hugging our beloved pet? If your dog is not thrilled about hugs, try alternative poses. Sit next to each other, let the dog rest its head on your lap, or just be nearby without wrapping your arms around it. Remember that a good photograph is one where both you and your dog look happy, not one where you are happy but your pet is tense. Besides, natural poses often look much better in photographs than staged hugs. It is important to note that understanding and respecting your dog's preferences is not just a matter of its comfort, but also a matter of safety. A dog that is constantly forced to endure touches unpleasant to it may at some point reach the limit of its patience. And then, even the kindest and most patient animal may react aggressively. Therefore, by respecting your dog's boundaries now, you are investing in long-term harmonious relationships and preventing potential problems in the future. To summarize, let's recall the key points. Hugs, especially around the neck, can cause stress in dogs due to evolutionary features of their perception. Different dogs react differently to hugs depending on breed, past experience, and individual characteristics. There are many other ways to show your love that are more pleasant for the dog. By learning to read a dog's body language, you will be able to better understand its needs and preferences. Understanding your pet's body language and respecting its preferences is the key to harmonious relationships. Now, a question for discussion in the comments. Have you noticed that your dog does not like to be hugged? What alternative ways of showing love does your particular pet prefer? Perhaps you have a dog that actually loves hugs. Share your experience. This will help other owners better understand their four-legged friends and find an individual approach to their pets. If you liked this video and learned something new, do not forget to like it. This really helps the channel grow and allows more people to learn about how to properly interact with dogs. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss new episodes about how to better understand our four-legged friends. And if you have friends who love to hug their dogs, be sure to share this video with them. Perhaps you will save their pets from daily stress and help build more harmonious relationships. Next time, we will talk about another common misconception related to dog behavior that may surprise even experienced owners. Believe me, it will be no less interesting and useful for everyone who wants to become a better friend to their dog. And remember, true love for a dog is shown not in how tightly you hug it, but in how well you understand and respect its needs. After all, mutual respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether between people or between a person and their four-legged friend.